All right, guys, we're in the cabin chilling. Twinkie's upstairs in her little playpen. We got some parakeet noises and birds playing for her. Just, you guys know Ruben passed away last time I was in the Arctic. But anyway, I've got a project I'm gonna go work on right now, and I've been needing to do this for a long time. So I'll show you what it is. Ooh, so slick out. So if you guys watched the Arctic video series when I drove or attempted to drive up to the Arctic Ocean, you'll notice that every time I stop, I have a whole bunch of snow built up in the porch, and the snow is getting sucked into the camper through the kind of crack at the bottom of the door. And I'm also not able to open my door all the time when the snow accumulates and ice in the porch. I have to chip it or I can't open the door. So we're gonna fix that right now. I bought a door threshold, and in order to install it, I'm gonna have to remove that truck camper door for the first time ever and pull it off, and we're gonna shave the bottom of it about 1 inch to 2 inches up and install the threshold, and that should fix the problem. So let's give it a go. And the reason I'm doing this is, number one, to fix the problem, but number two, I'm about to take you guys on a really crazy adventure, and I wanna have everything as prepared as we can for it. I'm putting the truck into the shop at Different Strokes this next week to install old Basto diesel heater engine coolant heater. So no more cold starts. I'll be able to fire that engine heater up about an hour or so before I want to drive, and it'll warm the whole block up and just make it a lot easier on the engine to start. And I'm also going to replace that huge crack in the windshield you guys are all commenting on. So we're gonna fix that too, the new windshield. Anyway, let's get this door off and see what we can do here. So I'll show you guys what we're working with. So this is a door threshold. So it's kind of tall, and you put it at the base of your door, and it's got this little rubber gasket right there, a little weather strip that seals it. And right now, if you look at my setup, the door is basically touching the wood almost. It's super close to the ground. See how it kind of catches a little bit. Very, very close. Almost no clearance at all. So if ice builds up, I can't open it. And in here, I just have, let me turn this light on. And in here, I just have this weather stripping. It's all torn up, worn out, and the floor is getting wet in here, and I need to prevent water damage and do this right. So we're going to fix all this right now. So first thing we're gonna do is remove the door, and then we'll tear off the weather stripping, install the threshold, shave up the door, and reinstall it. And to take the door off, you can see I just have some screws right there, and right there in the hinges. Before I work in the truck, some ice finally just fell off the roof, so I'm gonna take care of that really quick. Snow blower here. It's cool. This is the first time I've ever removed this door. I can't even come close to fitting my finger under the door, so we need more clearance there. As you can see, we get the door off here. So now our next step, we're going to install the door threshold and just measure how tall that is, and then we'll shave that amount, that height, off of the bottom of the door and throw everything back on. All right, here we go. Let's get all this crap off here. Oh yeah, it's all messed up. Yep. Yuck. All right, we'll get the old gasket off. Let's get this threshold on. I'm gonna have to cut it to size. This door is 18 inches wide. This is like 36, so I'm gonna have to slice it up a good bit. Okay. Well, 18 3/8. I would have liked to get a black threshold instead of this obnoxious aluminum color, but it's all right. It's what they had. Never installed one of these before, but I figured it's not rocket science. Okay. Right. You can see here we got our mark right there, so we're gonna cut that. That's 18 3/8. Shave that gasket off right there, and we should be good to install it. I don't know why it wasn't recording, but there we go. You can tell I just cut this down to size. So now we're gonna throw it in place up there. And I just used my jigsaw to cut it right there, nothing crazy. Moment of truth. Let's see if Timmy knows how to measure correctly. Like a glove, I think. Whoop, I tore it up a little bit. Like a glove. That is my new threshold. Very cool. So now you can tell when I cut the door to rest on top of this, it's gonna be well above the porch, like 1 inch high. So that should make it a lot better, and waterproof the entry too. I'm gonna silicone all this up. That'll keep water from running up in the camper. Our next step here is I'm gonna walk up here with a door and set it on top of the rubber weather stripping in the threshold and measure how much I need to shave off of it. So let's do that. Stout little door. 1 inch will probably do it. That looks like about 1 inch needs to be shaven off the door. I'm gonna double check by measuring my threshold. You obviously don't want to mess this up, or else I have to make another door or do something else crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna say that we're gonna shave 1.25 inches off of the door. So let's do that. There. All right, you guys, we just shaved the door off there. So moment of truth, we're going to hang it and hope that it fits. If it doesn't, I don't know what to do. You guys ready? Moment of truth. Come on, baby. Yes. Ho, 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 ho. Yes. That's awesome. Yes. Like a glove. Like a glove. That is awesome. Wow. Whew, it's tight, but it's in. Very cool. You can see how high the door is off the porch now when I open it. Night and day difference from before. Look at that. It's like 1.5 inches off the porch. Has a nice tight seal all along the bottom. Freaking legit. Pretty cool. On our next little project to prep for the north is we're going to install this old snow machine track on my ramp here so I can safely unload sleds. You can see where I've been snapping these things off, and it's pretty sketchy to use this sled deck because it's on a 6-inch lifted truck bed trailer, homemade, so it's a little bit steep, but we're gonna fix it. This is my buddy Max's tracks. You guys have seen Max in my video, and we're gonna throw this thing on. We removed all the busted up things that I was using to climb this ramp. Huge shout out to Max. Thanks, dude. appreciate it. That is 1,000 times better. So now the snow machine tracks here will grip into those as I'm climbing the ramp. And I don't know if I can just, I was hoping I could just fold it over like this and it would sit nice. Sit just like that. And now I'm just gonna slide it in. Here's the final moment of truth. We're gonna see if it still slides in place. Shoot. Well, unfreaking fortunately, the Max had the tallest tracks possible. They're 3-inch tall tracks, which are just absolutely massive. So massive that it does not fit. It doesn't slide in. Kind of sucks. Or not with this flap. So maybe I'll take this off and see if that solves anything. Take 2. We're gonna see if it fits without it being folded over. Here it is. Totally fits now. I might just wind up cutting this off if it's a pain, but for right now, that it definitely works. Pretty neat. All right, guys, we got some more prep to do for the Arctic here, so I'll show you what we're gonna get up to. It is an absolutely gorgeous day out, if you can't tell already, and it's pretty cold out. We get a couple issues in the truck camper that we're gonna deal with. As you guys know, on the Nugget Creek trip, my door failed and I'm not able to lock my camper door anymore. So I went out and picked up a new door lock and we're gonna install all this right now, handle and all. So as you guys might have seen in the Nugget Creek videos, I went to lock my door right here and my key wouldn't go in and the mechanism failed inside of the door lock. So we're gonna replace this whole assembly with a new one right there. So we're gonna do that so we can actually lock my camper door. I used a drill because look how long that bolt is. It's taking forever to unscrew that. It should come off. There we go. Should be able to pull this off. There we go. And now we're gonna pop off this face over here. Like that. All right, here's our old lock, all messed up. Let's put the new one on here. Here it is. There's my dead mechanism right there. Not cheap either. This is $39 for this storm door assembly I got. And 4 years later, after I built the camper, now it's $80. Freaking twice as much. That sucks, but I don't have a choice. I need to be able to lock the door. Okay, here is our brand new lock assembly. So we're going to insert that into our door here. Nice and tight like I made it originally. Looks like they haven't changed the assembly the last 4 years, so that's cool. Gonna save some time. Right. Go. We're just about in business here, though. All right. That's pretty solid. Let's see what we got here. So, brand new set of keys. Awesome, we get a functioning locking door again, so that's pretty cool. So I can lock it, close it up all normal. Bam. Good morning, guys. Guess what we're up to today? We're preparing for the big trip. I'm leaving in 2 days. I dropped the truck off at the diesel shop in town because it's leaking some diesel from the back of the block. Hopefully it's not the banjo bolt, but I've got too much other stuff and I don't have time to mess with it right now. And I want to make sure it's done right so I don't break down right there. So we're working on other projects. We're working on the snow bike today. So what I'm doing is removing the snowboard that it came with because there's no directional traction at all. And I've got some old used snow machine skis. So I'm going to remove the carbide from this one, put this better one on it, and then we're gonna put the snow machine ski on this track bike. And the reason I'm doing that is because a snowboard, like I was saying, doesn't have any directional traction. There's no carbide in the bottom, so it just slips around in the ice. Whereas a snow machine ski if you look at it, has a carbide or a skag or whatever you want to call it down there, and that helps guide it on the ice so you can still steer. Yeah, we're gonna need it where I'm going, so let's get that thing on there. I'm gonna do some modifications. It doesn't just naturally fit on there, so let's get it going here. It's pretty chilly out. It's -2 degrees here. The fork that this thing came with does not fit down into where it needs to fit into, so I'm gonna make this little 4x4 post that I can lock this into. Looks like I need to shave about somewhere around a 1/4 inch off of this. So. There we go. We'll get our notch right there. And I'll just use this busted, twisted ski here. So Holly and Randy from the Hungry Deckhand food truck up here hooked me up with these skis. They're pretty sweet. Kelly gave me another one, but it's not gonna work for what I'm doing. Let's see if this works here. This is our test fitter. Like a glove, baby. Okay, so now we get a leg. And when I ride out there, I'm going to bring the original snowboard front ski just in case this fails, the wood breaks or something like that. So I've got a backup I can repair in the field. This big bit will probably work. A little scary, it's kind of close to the bottom, so that might wind up cracking. But we'll see, maybe it won't. If it does for any reason, then like I said, I'm gonna bring the other ski as a backup. Here's our leg. Go. All right. So we're gonna go down onto 4x4 into place. Ooh. Oh! Freaking heavy bike. Here we go. Oh. Will it work? I have no. Oh, look at that. How can I do this? That bolt's way too long. Oh, son of a monkey. I can either put a ton of nuts and washers on it or find a shorter through bolt. A stack of washers. Space it out a little bit. That's gonna work. That's nuts. Oh God. Needs a ski rubber though, doesn't it? Well, that was the diesel shop calling, and they wanted about $3,000 to work on the truck. Their rear axle seal is leaking and saturated the pads, and I've got to change all that stuff out. It's leaking bad enough to where it's all over the tire and stuff. But I can't afford that right now, so I'm just going to deal with the diesel leak. So they're replacing my diesel lines that go from the engine to the tank. They've just rubbed through, actually. It's kind of crazy. But they're going to work on that tomorrow. And the truck should be ready tomorrow night. And then I'm going to pack, and we're going to be heading out of here. All right, guys, here you go. She's all tightened up. Let's go get out for a little ride and see how it does. I still got to switch out the carbide with that one, but let's go get out for a little test ride. So before, I was not able to ride this thing on icy roads like this at all. That snowboard would just slip all around. So let's see how it does. I'd say it's a win. It's working better than the snowboard did. Let's go get it out in the boons over there and test it. All right, you guys ready? Here's our test run. See what happens. It's interesting. It was a lot easier with the snowboard, shockingly. A little too much resistance. Good try. Snowboard it is. Definitely less resistance. Too much resistance. I guess that snowboard just slides a lot easier, so we'll throw it back on. All right, y'all, that's a wrap for today. So we're getting ready to do our big expedition really shortly, and I'll let you know all the details in this next video. So we'll see you on the next one. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button down there and subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff, because there's going to be some pretty cool stuff coming up. Tell you what.